everybody. So I decided to do a day trip up part of the way, at least up Kearsarge Pass. And this was one of those famous backcountry routes because it starts pretty high and it's about 5 miles to get to the backcountry. I've never gone over with a full backpack, so I decided to use this trip to kind of see how bad it was. So this pass is pretty much uphill, and the one thing I kind of didn't like about it is it's fairly exposed to the sun. There's a few spots where you get some shade, but mainly you're going up the side of the hill. But the one silver lining is it was mainly packed gravel and not like super sandy. So this tree I thought looked pretty cool. Probably make a really nice expensive table. So this was one of those shaded spots that I was talking about, and you could definitely tell the temperature difference once you walked into it. So that's the first lake that you come across about a mile and a half in, and it's called Little Pothole Lake. I fished it on the way back. The lake I was trying to get to, Gilbert, actually wasn't too far from here, maybe a little under a mile, but it's up that hill that I pointed out. By the time you get to Gilbert Lake, you've gone about 1,200 feet, I think, in elevation, over about 2 miles. So here's Gilbert Lake, and I had read that there's some brookies in here. So I started out with the dry dropper, and honestly, I was kind of expecting the fish to just be slamming it, but that wasn't the case. It actually took quite a bit of work to get one to bite, and for the most part, you could actually see them come up and just reject the fly. So I tried different patterns, different sizes, and it just seemed like they weren't interested. I may have foul hooked this one, and that happened a few times. That was the other thing with these fish. They spit the hook right after they took it, so if I was slow on the draw, they would catch my dropper. So you'll notice the water looks pretty murky, and that's probably due to the rain that's been coming through. If you remember from my last video, there was a huge rainstorm that hit while I was driving back, and I've heard it's rained on and off since then. And this is the first time I've actually seen a bear in the backcountry. I almost walked probably a little too close than I wanted to until someone yelled, "Hey, there's a bear over there." So this spot is around the outlet of the lake, or inlet maybe, sorry. And I'd heard from somebody that there were quite a few fish congregated here, so I decided to check it out. This one was probably the biggest one I caught today, and one thing that I noticed is they were all kind of stunted, like big head, really skinny. It looks like it's gonna rain, but it actually didn't. And this is bear sighting number 2. I'm not sure if it's the same bear. From the distance, it looked like it was different size, but this one went down the trail while the other one went up the trail. And talking to some hikers coming up, it seemed like it actually was, I don't know if the right word is aggressive, but it was actually cruising on the trail. Took me a while to figure out what this was. I had to ask some people, but it acted like a big wild turkey or chicken. So since I had to drive back, I think I headed back down around 3 or 4 o'clock. But before I went to my car, I stopped at Little Pothole, and this was actually a really pretty lake. The water was green, like kind of like the glacial runoff type color. I could see a few fish cruising around, but it didn't look as populated as Gilbert. That being said, it's definitely worth the stop just to check out the waterfalls because I think there's 2 of them that run into the lake. So, back down at the parking lot, I think I did try fishing Independence Creek a little bit with the Takar rod, but no action. All in all, the hike up wasn't as bad as I expected, probably because I was carrying like a 5-pound load, but I'm not sure I would go up there fishing just because they were all stunted brookies. Anyways, thanks for watching and see you guys next time.